So show chassis commands, on the other hand, tend to be much more focused towards actual hardware state within the system. So I have to say, if I log into a box that I'm getting paged for as an ops guy, show chassis alarms would be one of my first stops. Get a quick indication of a failed power supply, crashed line card. Do I have bad temperature sensors on the box? Well, not maybe bad sensors, but bad temperatures being reported because of airco failure or something. So very much related to the physical state of the system. If we're logging a JTAC case, the next two commands are going to be mandatory. You'll find that the JTAC engineer is always going to come back immediately and ask you for show chassis environment and show chassis hardware. Show chassis environment is going to give us all of those fan speeds, temperature sensors, and temperature sensor values and so on in the system. And also show chassis hardware is going to give us a complete inventory of every line card, interface card, RE type, what firmware they're running, all of the hardware in the box, as well as the chassis serial number that will entitle us to support with the JTAC. Maybe a bit more useful than that then would be a show chassis FPC. So remember, we said it doesn't matter if you have MPC, DPC, or FPC line cards in the system. The CLI likes to refer to line cards as FPC. So regardless of the system, show chassis FPC is going to give us the state of our line cards. Also give us some memory and CPU statistics for the line cards. Though it's worth remembering those CPU and memory values on the line cards don't directly relate to forwarding performance. The line cards have their own forwarding ASICs, their own dedicated hardware for doing our forwarding and packet processing. Those CPU and memory are much more related to things like receiving copies of the forwarding table from the routing engine, compiling them into a useful forwarding data structure, our JTree structure that's held within the line card. Maybe you've got some kind of statistics gathering. Maybe you've enabled JFlow on this box. That would be familiar to you, those of you who've played with NetFlow in Cisco. Basically you want to gather stats on the types of traffic, sources, destinations, particular flows and applications. Those CPUs and memory would be kept busy with these kind of tasks rather than just simply forwarding packets, which is done by the dedicated ASIC hardware. Maybe you've got a clustered system. Maybe you've got two SRXs clustered together for acting as one logical node, and show chassis cluster is a way to check that. Maybe you want to just check the overall memory or CPU levels of the box, so show chassis routing engine. So in our previous slide, we looked at the show system process extensive, but that was a breakdown of memory and CPU on a per process level. Show chassis routing engine is really going to just tell us for one or for both, if we have it, redundant routing engines, what is the overall memory and CPU utilization on that box right now.